And here we are, brothers and sisters, for the Halloween version of Hudson County View Live and Uncut. I'm the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and today we're going to have some hard-hitting, body-slamming action when we talk about the Jersey City Board of Education. Oh, yeah. And of course, there's a lot of other things going on in Hudson County, but today I'm joined with two members of the Change for Children slate, Erica Baez and Doris Tony Irvin. We're also going to talk about Joe Biden coming to Kearney, of all places, to talk about the new Portal North Bridge. And we're also going to talk about gubernatorial nominee, the Republican candidate, Jack Ciattarelli, making an appearance on Pier A in Hoboken. We're also going to talk some late endorsements. Of course, we're 4 days away from Election Day, but we have that and a whole lot more right after we have this break from our sponsors.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
When you have 3 children who are police officers, you worry about them every day, but you are also proud. Under Mayor Fulop, 70% of new officers in Jersey City have been minorities. Mayor Fulop also upgraded our public safety cameras with over 200 new cameras and body cameras on officers, protecting citizens and police officers. Steve Fulop is my kind of mayor.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunnelly Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunnelly Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Hudson County View Live and Uncut, John R. Highness. And I'm joined, as I mentioned, with a member of the Change for Children Jersey City Board of Education slate, Erica Baez. Erica, thanks for joining me. Thanks for indulging me in some 80s pro wrestling nostalgia. Good to have you.
You look wonderful. I absolutely love it. Thank you for having me. I actually, watch your programming. You ask questions that I want the answers to, so I'm really excited to be here.
All right, great to hear on both accounts. So let's talk a little bit about this forum that just happened Tuesday evening, right? So there's a teacher shortage throughout the district, and I think that's how a lot of our viewers and readers got to know you at first. So let's talk just a little bit about this shortage, what could be done and what you would suggest, and what would you like to see done as a trustee?
The teacher shortage is something that's been going on for quite some time. I have some experience with this. In our school, we have one of our music teacher retired, and they replaced her with someone that only works 2 days. This has been going on for 4 years now. We haven't had a replacement. We know in the district that there are various vacancies that aren't filled. So we haven't been proactive in trying to recruit talent, and this pandemic has hit us really hard because not only are we not recruiting new talents, but we're losing good teachers because of the stress that they're under. The hybrid teaching, the remote teaching. So there are a couple of things that I think that we can do. One of the things that bothered me greatly was that the administration did put forth, in August, agenda point to offer new hires $5,000 signing bonus, and during the meeting the union called in and complained about how it would be unfair to our current teachers, and then they went into closed session. When they came back, the trustees had pulled it from the agenda. when people say that the union or the teachers and the children's needs always align, that's not quite true. It's true in most cases, but here's a good example. New York hired 350 teachers over the summer. Patterson had 10 job fairs. We hired 120 teachers through October. We only had the one job fair. We waited until almost the end of the marking period to have the job fairs that we're having this Saturday. So what I would like to see is taking a look back at the signing bonuses, because when we took that off the table, we didn't have any other solutions.
Gotcha. So also at that meeting, there was a short conversation about how the candidates feel about student vaccinations. Of course, there's no mandate now, but we don't know what the second term with Governor Murphy will bring. And, we've already heard from the Republican nominee, Jack Ciattarelli. He said he's not going to implement any mandates. But nonetheless, how do you feel about a potential student vaccination mandate in Jersey City?
Right now, they don't have the vaccine. I know that it's forthcoming for the children 5 to 11.
Sure.
But I do believe in vaccinations as, on the whole. Pre-K, they have to get their flu shots every year, or else they can't come to school because they're at that vulnerable age. When you're entering into 6th grade, you have to have these 2 mandatory vaccinations. I understand that people might be fearful. It's a fearful thing. We need to educate parents and help them understand, answer their questions, make the science clear, so that we can all return back to, it's not going to be normal, but the new normal, having kids in class with masks, it's difficult, teachers teaching with masks. You can't hear your teacher, you can't understand what's going on, so if a mandate ever comes down the line, I will support it because it's been, decided that that's what's necessary to keep our children safe. And how can we argue with that?
Point taken. And of course, school funding. I mean, obviously, this isn't something that happened yesterday, but it's something that happened last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you know. So what can we do on the local level, and what would you like to spearhead on the local level if elected regarding the school funding crisis that's likely to see another $150 million state cut next year?
We need to, as a group, all the trustees get together and take it back to the state in terms of the state cuts. While there's certain areas in our district that have high incomes, there are many more parts of our district that do not. So we definitely need to be unified in our voice and going back to the state and having them relook at those cuts. But what we can do in terms of fixing our issues right now is we have to look at expenditures. We're fully funded according to the state formula for the first time in 14 years, but we still know it's not enough, right? We have to look at the administration. They actually put 100 lead teachers back into the classroom to cover the teacher shortages. There's a lot of people in the administration making good money, but we're also hiring third-party consultants. We can't afford to have redundancies in our finances. Then there's the historical waste. It happens too often. The thermal cameras that we purchased, it was over $500,000. They sat unused for the better part of the year, last year, and now to follow COVID, policy and procedure, people are going through different entrances. So they're not being used, that wasn't great value that we got from that. So we need to, when we do things like that, understand how it's going to be used. And this is in terms of any resources, even programs that we're, buy as a district, that when we...
I'm going to stop you there.
I'm sorry.
But we're just on time. So look, thanks for coming in. Much
Thank you.
appreciated. Best of luck.
Thank you
We're
so
not
much.
done yet. We are going to just take a quick commercial break, though.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Ford made their first all-electric SUV a Mustang. Rapid acceleration, reactive handling, 300-mile range. You control how it feels and how it sounds. It knows you. It dials into your preferred settings. It has an array of driver assist technology. Cameras and sensors enhance your awareness and provide you with additional control. But it's more than cutting-edge technology. It's the spirit of it. It's a Mustang.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Hudson County View, live and uncut. John R. Highness. And as previously advertised, I'm joined with Jersey City Board of Education candidate, a member of the Change for Children slate, Doris Tony Irvin. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, John. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So let's go back to that forum that we were talking about earlier with your running mate. So I know at the forum when they were talking student vaccinations, you expressed some hesitancy about that. So I didn't cover the meeting. I mean, I watched a little bit of it. That was my colleague Dan. So just tell us a little bit, your perspective and how you think that should unfold if we reach that point. Of course, it's just a hypothetical right now.
Right. Right now, once our CDC has come up with a vaccine that's for children, and they say it is eligible and becomes a mandate, I think educating our parents, making sure that they understand what this vaccination can do and how it can help our children, I think is most important. I myself have been vaccinated. I think it's going to help us do more as far as being in school, and having a vaccination and making sure that it's safe is going to be tremendous to get our schools back on board. Excuse me.
No problem. So yeah, point taken. So let's just briefly talk a little bit about your candidacy and your team. So why are you running, and why do you think these are the best 3 candidates for the job when people go into the booth on November 2nd and vote?
Well, I'm running because I'm a lifelong resident of Jersey City, and I'm a product of the Jersey City Public Schools. And I've seen that throughout I've 30 years as an educator in Jersey City, there were a lot of inequities and things that had happened in the schools that I see happening now that happened when I was a child. And I just want to see things change and get better, and us to work on those inequities and, work on the children. I know having a safer and healthier learning environment for our children is key and very important. Making sure we have sustainable and adequate social emotional development and support for our teachers and children, because that right now through this pandemic and the stress that we're under is very important, because that would help us sustain better learning and learning environments, because our learning environments need to have that support to make children feel comfortable to be optimal in learning. We have to bridge those learning gaps and also address our achievement gaps. And most importantly, I want to focus on educating parents to get them to a point where they understand the services that are available from the schools that can help their children, and make sure that they can be a part of the education process, making sure that it works for all children, so everyone is educated.
All right,
properly.
very good. So as you well know, even though the Board of Education trustee position is volunteer, this has become a very expensive election, right? So there's been super PACs involved for the past 3-4 election cycles. You have Fairer NJ, which has supported Change for Children. You have Garden State Forward that has supported Education Matters. And, certainly it's been scrutinized a bit over who's making the donations to these PACs yet, right? And of course, they don't collaborate with the candidates or the teams. But what do you make of these races getting expensive and these PACs getting involved with these school board elections?
Well, with the school board elections, I've seen we have local businesses, families, friends, as well as some of these super PACs that have been getting involved. And I think it's very important because they're trying to help make a better school for a better education for our children and create better communities for our children. So the more people we can get involved in our school systems and make them better, because Jersey City has had so many issues that need to be changed, and we do need to make sure that the inequities are addressed, because we have some schools that are blue ribbon schools within Jersey City and some of them are very low rating schools, but having more money and people getting involved to help this situation and fix it is very important.
So would you say it's a fair statement, an accurate statement, that the school board needs at least a semi-cordial relationship with the developers to have the most fruitful relationship and the most fruitful results going forward? Would that be about right, do you think?
I think that would be about right, but especially with, they had a process at 16 School where they helped build onto the school and helped an arm, and that became very important for the school and very beneficial for the school, and that really was a step in the right direction in helping, have increasing the school for public school number 16 with those developers. So I think them getting involved in some of the schools and helping us in making schools better and making the education better is very beneficial.
Okay, and not to be a broken record, but I mean, again, school funding, I mean, it's not going to get better overnight. It's not going to get better over next year, probably the next 5 years, right? But what's your plan?
Well, as far as our budget, I think accountability is very important. We need to tie our benchmarks to a lot of our initiatives. We have a lot of things going on. We have Jersey City Board of Education, we get a lot of money. We get over $800 million has been allocated to the schools, but we need to start putting benchmarks and accountabilities to the things that are going on. We find out things that are working, we need to fund them more and defund things that are not working. We have to really assess what our budget is doing and what it is producing. And also, as my running mate said, we do have some redundancies that need to be defunded, because if we have people that can do these jobs, they should be, and they're on our payroll being paid to do these jobs. Why are we hiring others to do that as well?
Doris, thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. We're not done yet. We're going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Did you know Jersey City was one of the first in the country to take action on the coronavirus? Face masks mailed to everyone. The first to offer free COVID testing. And Mayor Fulop also got direct cash relief to help residents pay rent and small businesses stay open. Now he's working to vaccinate as many residents as possible, with vaccine centers in every neighborhood and free Uber rides for seniors. Steve Fulop is my kind of mayor.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Introducing the all-new Ford Maverick. A truck for people who do stuff. And people who make stuff. People like Gabrielle Union.
I make this look good, don't I?
Who haul whatever they want to wherever they want. Like wood to build things made of wood with. And friends to get weird with. It's for long trips that the standard hybrid engine with a targeted EPA estimated city fuel economy rating of 40 miles per gallon helps with. That an 8-inch touchscreen connects with. And any trip that this interior makes more comfortable. But we'll let Gabrielle tell you all about it.
Or I could just tell them it's a Ford truck that starts at less than $20,000 MSRP.
Yep, that works too. The all-new Ford Maverick, built to defy expectations.
Hudson County View live and uncut. So, as I mentioned at the top of the program, the first event that I've ever been to that was a presidential credentialed event, we saw Joe Biden, of course, the 46th president of the United States, right here in Kearney, just basically a stone's throw away from this studio. So, let me tell you what he was doing, and then we'll go to the clip. But he was talking about his $2 trillion infrastructure bills. It has bipartisan support, but as you that follow the national news know, this is not something that is just, went straight through. This is something that's been held up in Congress and the Senate for quite a while. And, the president is still talking about it. And the New Jersey component of the plan is the Gateway Tunnel Project, which is, let me just make sure I get that number right. That's actually a multi-million-dollar investment, like pretty much every infrastructure project, $12.3 billion to be exact. So it's a big one. And this was about the Project Bridge North project, which had a $1.6 billion contract to renovate from NJ Transit last month. They went out to bid, they selected the vendor. So this is something that is one of the largest portals in the Northeast. So something you don't hear about all the time, but is quite a big deal for shipping, travel, truckers. It's something that actually serves a pretty important component to Hudson County, and we just don't hear about it all that often. So we heard from the president, and he said this: today we're moving forward on a new bridge that will be higher over the water, so it won't need to open and close, allow us to increase speed, safety, and efficiency and capacity. It's going to make life a lot better for New Jersey's commuters. It's also going to create nearly 8,000 construction jobs in this area alone. This area's workers, 8,000 union jobs, And he also talked about how he's been one of the most union, if not the most union-friendly president in history. And he said that these Build Back Better plan, which is the two bills, he calls them collectively the Build Back Better plan, are about competitiveness versus complacency and rebuilding the arteries of America. And he also told a story that in the Senate he traveled via Amtrak quite regularly and didn't own a car for quite some time. So we also, of course, saw a number of dignitaries. We saw the majority of the U.S. congressional delegation present, and that included Mickey Sherrill. That also included Donald Payne Jr. and several others. And we also, of course, saw Governor Murphy. And interestingly, while this wasn't a campaign event, we heard some kind words from President Biden about the incumbent, who is supposed to have a tough election on Tuesday, though the latest Monmouth University poll has him up by 11. But with that said, Biden's remarks about the governor were whether it's making healthcare or preschool or college more affordable, providing paid family leave, replacing leaded pipes, and protecting public health. Thanks for showing the way, pal. So certainly very interesting. And we've also seen Governor Murphy in the past week and a half bid with First Lady Jill Biden at a rally, former President Barack Obama at a rally. And, fun fact for those of you that may not follow the National all that closely is that Phil Murphy was the U.S. ambassador to Germany under Obama. And we also saw House Majority Whip James Clyburn at a rally in Jersey City on Sunday. We saw this appearance with the president on Monday, even though, again, it was policy-oriented. We also now have U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders, of course, a leader of the progressive movement across the country, doing a rally with Murphy today in New Brunswick. So with all that said, we're going to let you hear some remarks from the president, and then we're going to go to another break.
Today, we're moving forward on a new bridge that will be higher over the water, so it won't need to open and close, allow us to increase speed, safety, and efficiency, and capacity. This is going to make life a lot better for New Jersey's commuters. It's also going to create nearly 8,000 construction jobs in this area alone, this area's workers. 8,000. Union jobs. Union. It was pointed out to me not long ago that I said I'm a union president, that I apparently used, someone calculated, I used the word union more than the last 7 presidents combined. Because guess what? It's a decent wage. It's about to make rail transportation, which is a cleaner, greener way to travel, the better choice for a lot of New Jersey residents, but not just New Jersey, everybody up and down the East Coast. Look, with my infrastructure bill, we're going to make sure projects like this are just the beginning. Across the country, there are 45,000 bridges in disrepair, some of them dangerously so. 173,000 miles of roads are in poor condition. We're going to create them totally new. We're going to fix them. This is going to be good union jobs, prevailing wage. You can raise a family on, jobs that can't be outsourced. We're going to make the largest investment in public transportation in the history of America, replacing transit vehicles that are past their useful life. And make the most significant investment in rail since the creation of Amtrak 50 years ago.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
For me, I just felt like it had to be done.
Obviously, there's a series of videos from Project Veritas that's come out, and we've heard from this advisor to the governor, and we also heard from the governor's office last night, and he said that there's no vaccine mandate planned. So, with all that in mind, what do you make of this whole situation?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time the governor has said one thing and done another. So listen, if the Veritas video is accurate and true, the governor needs to come clean as to what his intentions are. I think as a candidate for governor, you need to tell people in New Jersey what you plan to do as governor. And a lot of people don't trust this governor in that respect. They're wondering what his plans are with regard to any vaccine mandate for adults and children. And they want to know what his plan would be for any type of another economic lockdown, which would not go over well with the people of New Jersey.
And you have no mandate in your plans? Hudson County View, live and uncut, John R. Highness. So obviously that was Republican gubernatorial nominee Jack Ciattarelli. He was at Hoboken's Pier A yesterday, and I was able to get a few questions in, as you saw, at the end of the rally, or actually after the conclusion of the rally. This was hosted by the Hoboken Republican Party and is chaired by Joseph Bronco, as many of you know. And he was a former Democratic committee member in the Biosquare City and switched parties just ahead of this last primary in June. And he won his seat, and now he's the chairman. And let's talk about the governor's race, though. So I think the biggest takeaway is that Ciattarelli believes that this is a dead heat. And his exact quote from the crowd to the crowd at the rally was, "Guys, we're right there, okay? Amongst likely voters, this is a dead heat. We knew it would be close. That's the way it goes. I don't want anyone leaving here today who's vested in this campaign and wants to see a change in New Jersey thinking we can't win. Here's a couple of facts. In 40 plus years, no incumbent Democratic governor of this state's been reelected. And just as Joe Biden's failing the nation and Phil Murphy's failing New Jersey, every time a Democrat took the White House in that 40-year span, guess what New Jersey did the following year? Elected a Republican governor. Guys, I'll be damned if either of those two trends come to an end under my watch." And you heard during our interview, he talked about the Project Veritas video. He talked about vaccine mandates, and he said there would be no new changes if he's elected as far as those COVID-19 vaccine mandates go. And he also talked about the Monmouth poll, which I just mentioned a few minutes ago on this program. But the Monmouth poll, again, had the governor, the incumbent, leading by 11. And Jack Ciattarelli basically said that he didn't know why they keep polling already decided voters. He said this is all about likely voters, as again, he repeated at the rally. So, this could be a single-digit race. We'll see what happens. But with that, I will see you on Tuesday for the Jersey City and Hoboken municipal elections. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.